Okay, I think we got everyone here. And one sec. Okay, looks like we're live. Um, all right. Thanks everyone for joining the community call. It could be late for you if you're east, and then it's just early if you're west like me. I'll be the host today. My name's Jared. I'm a member of Startail Group Marketing. And then we're here today to talk about Astar Evolution 1.5. And we have special guests from Startail Group and Star Foundation to talk about the different parts of Astar Evolution. Astar Evolution, the way I see it, it's kind of tackling three ideas. So the main one that kind of goes with the title is the evolution of a star network into a star as a collective. As well, the Astar token itself will have some upgrades. We'll share ideas of that, as well, along with those upgrades, additional utility on how the Astar token can be used within the Astar network, Soneium, Superchain, even broader. And kind of the third bit, that's one of the most important, is also the relationship between Astar and Soneium, especially into 2025 as we grow. But before we hop into all that, I think it's a good time to do some intros. So maybe the first person I'll ask is Sota. Let's just make sure that you're here. If you could do
Okay,
a quick intro. And
cool. Can you hear me?
yeah, I can. What have you been up to?
Yeah, already. Sorry. Go ahead. Then Martin, myself, Martin G.
Yeah, let's do it that
Introduction.
order.
Okay. I think Jared, you need a more coffee.
It is early.
Yeah, it is early. I can imagine. It is late for me. Cool. Thank you very much for joining today. My name is Sota Watanabe, founder of Astar and the CEO at Startel Group and director of Soneium. I'm pretty much involved in everything, and I'm super excited to talk about Astar Evolution 1.5 and the direction we are heading. So, yeah, excited to be here. Thank you very much.
Okay, I will be the next one in this case. GM everyone, great to have you here on the call. My name is Martin. I'm head of Astar Foundation, and I'm here to tell you everything related to the Astar Evolution 1.5, a follow-up on the Astar Evolution Phase 1. During this call, we do like a deep dive not only in what we are going to do from the foundation level, but also the complete roadmap laying ahead of us in H1 next year, as well as the upcoming announcement for this year. So I'm very excited to tell you everything regarding what we are having laying ahead of us. I'm very pumped to be here, and I'm very excited to be here, and I'm very enthusiastic about where we are going. So I hope I will be able to bring this all also to you guys on the sentiment side, because I'm very bullish on everything that we are going to do. So thank you for taking the time, and looking forward to talk about more what we are going to do. Thank you. See you.
Hello everyone. So glad to be here and having this community call. Again, it's been like such a long time. It's always good to interact with the community. So for the one who don't know about myself, I'm G. I'm in charge of community at Startail and the Astar Foundation. And today I will go over like the launch of governance and explain like briefly the plan and why governance is really important for Astar Network.
All right. Thanks for the intros. And you guys have such enthusiasm. Like I am still having my coffee. So thanks for bringing the enthusiasm. Before we get started, we just had DevCon. I didn't get to join, but I know we had a community event in Bangkok for DevCon. And there were a lot of projects from Astar, but also from across Web3. I'm just interested to know a little bit more about it. And I think a lot of the community would like to know as well. How was it? And did you have any key takeaways? Maybe Martin, you can start, and then I'd like to hear from Sota.
Okay, yes, community event in Bangkok. It was pretty exciting one, especially just in general Bangkok. The event was in the Peekaboo Bar inside the center of Bangkok, but to be honest, there's also a second Peekaboo Bar. So I was first at that place before going to the main place. And if you know Bangkok, the best way to go through the traffic is behind on a bike. This was the moment that I really scared for my life. So I'm glad to be here. The event itself was very nice. I had the chance to meet some of our agents from Astar. So I had the chance to meet Carlos, who's leading everything in the Latin America area. I had a chance to meet Federico as well. He was like part of the Italian ambassador group. I also met Graves, who's leading like the Chinese ambassador group. It was a pretty exciting time to meet those ambassadors as well offline. The event was everything related to how we are bringing the culture inside Web3 and how Astar Foundation also has a culture on empowering this inside our community. It was a very interesting talk, very interesting guest next to me. Very excited about the people that were joining that. Great feedback as well, great place. So yeah, I'm pumped about that event, and it was really great to see people wearing the Astar swag as well as together with Soneium, and that's what we are trying to achieve, to bring Astar closer to Soneium as well and be one big strong family together on how to bring the value into the Astar token. So great experience. Thank you.
Cool.
Amazing.
Yeah, I also would like to share the company camp before the DevCon itself. We had a company camp in Pattaya. Pattaya is 2 hours away from Bangkok. And more than 40 or 50 people gathered at one place, especially the people who joined the starter group in the last 6 months. And right now, the company is getting bigger and bigger, and we have roughly 80 people, 75 to 80. And if we include Sony's employee, we have, I think, 280 or 200, even 300 in total. So the size is getting bigger and bigger, which is good because we can do more things for Astar and more things for Soneium. And I'm belonging to both Soneium and Astar, and founder of Astar and the co-founder of Soneium. So my job is to increase the synergies and make mutual benefit between Astar and Soneium. And so alignment is the key, and this is the reason why we announced Astar 1.5. And I would like to explain this and why this is so important for the community, and why this is important for the Astar's future, and why it is important for our mission, Web3 for billions.
Thanks. Well, we should hop into that first, I think. Let me present the agenda, and then I'll bring you back up so that you can start speaking. I like this view. This will work. So this is a quick agenda. We'll start off with what Sota was talking about, kind of the Astar and Soneium vision and how that's growing together. Later on, Martin will talk more about Astar Evolution 1.5, the evolution from a blockchain to a collective, like I mentioned before. After that, he'll kind of introduce the first ideas of Astar governance, and more importantly, for everyone who's joining this call, whether you're new to Astar or a longtime member, how the community council is a way for you to get involved. We'll present a roadmap, and then we have some community questions that we've gathered over the week. But if you do have questions, please put them in the chat, and if we have time, we'll bring them up and answer them here live. Very happy to do that. So let's just start with Sota. I'd like to, I guess, just learn a little bit more about Startail Group. So really, what inspired Startail Group and Sony Block Solutions Lab to create Soneium, and kind of remind us on the alignment between Soneium and Astar's vision for Web3 adoption.
Okay, yeah, sure. Before that, one thing we are proud of, I'm very proud of today, is how relentless we have been delivering the products. We started our journey back in 2019. It was Plasm. Our product was called Plasm at this age. and we renamed the Prism to Astar, and Astar became a Polkadot parachain. And then, when we became a Polkadot parachain, I think we were number 3. But today, I see the most adoption as a parachain in the ecosystem. And then we decided to launch layer 2 as the ZK EVM with ZK rollup. And then we decided to make a transition from Astar ZK EVM to Soneium as Astar Evolution Phase 1. Yeah, I'm proud of the delivery, capability and the efforts we have been doing. A lot of the people and a lot of the product just deploy and make small success or big success and gone. But we have been here to deliver the products. Yeah, and this is for our vision and the mission. And our mission is Web3 for billions. I like the original ethos vision of the blockchain and the Web3 empowering the people. But today, blockchain and Web3 are used by only limited people, especially tech people or rich people. There are a bunch of the reasons, but I see 2 reasons. One, lack of the strong distribution channel. Even though technology is getting mature, for example, transaction cost used to be $50 or even more 5 years ago, 3 years ago. But today it's less than 1 cent. Even less than $2 today on Ethereum layer 1 because of the scaling solution. The technology is maturing, but adoption of the Web3 remain the same. I don't say same, but not growing enough. To penetrate strong technology into the market and utilize technology in a society, we need a strong distribution channel. And the Web3 startup like us do not have strong distribution channel because it's startup. And the good things for us is we have a capability, we have a presence to work with a company which has distribution channel and even with the government. This is something we have been building. I mean, trust has been built by our relentless efforts from 2019. And I think Startel and the Sony Group effort and the Sony Block Solution Lab is a pivotal moment for our company. We created a joint venture called the Sony Block Solution Lab in 2023, but we kicked off the conversation in 2022, early 2022. So we have been working with Sony Group for 2 years right now, I think. Yeah, 2.5 years. And under this joint venture, we announced the brand of Soneium, and we have already launched the testnet of Soneium. I'm working very hard every day right now to solve critical issue, the critical problem, and make everything successful. But I'm sure that once we are successful, more and more Web2 company are going to join Web3 space, and more ordinary people are going to use Web3, even without knowing Web3, just like internet of today. Today, internet is used by a lot of people. It's because it's efficient, better, convenient, cheaper, almost free. That's why a lot of people are using today. But in terms of the Web3, user experience is pretty hard to use right now. This is the second point why people are not using a Web3 today. Ordinary people cannot manage private key, mnemonic code. They don't even understand the difference between Ethereum and Solana and layer 1 and layer 2. and they don't need to. So we need a strong distribution channel with the best UX. And this is something we are going to deliver from now. And today, Web3 is known as technology for finance. And thanks to all people inside of this industry, I think we have already onboarded financial industry. And that's why we have a lot of the real world asset, a lot of the institutional institutions enter the cryptocurrency market. This is great. But as a result, only 3% of the people are using blockchain today. And our mission is Web3 for billions. So our question is how to increase the population of the Web3 in the market. And we're gonna focus on entertainment. So Web3 is going to be finance plus entertainment because of us in coming 2 or 3 years. Why entertainment? Because entertainment, entertainment can be a pivotal industry to onboard billion of the people. In case of the internet, it is similar to SNS, social media. Facebook was had a strong critical role to onboard a lot of people to Web2 because people use Facebook because people would like to be emotionally connected to others. This is fundamental desire for human being. In Web3, I see this value in entertainment. People would like to be engaged, people would like to be excited, and people would like to share the enthusiasm with others through digital asset or through open internet in a Web3 space. And in terms of the finance, fiat currency is somehow fighting against crypto. But in terms of the entertainment, there's no fight. People can use Web3 in a daily life. And the Web3 technology make the entertainment industry even more colorful. Maybe through NFT, IP management platform, royalty distribution, or cryptocurrency payment, whatever. So this is the direction of the Astar network. And this is why it is extremely important for Astar to bring the value to Soneium. And this is what we are going to do as the Astar Evolution Phase 1.5. In the Astar Evolution, the important thing is Astar Evolution Phase 1, the transition from Astar ZK EVM to Soneium. Astar Evolution Phase 1.5, from blockchain to collective, expanding Astar token utility from Astar to Soneium. In the Astar Evolution Phase 2, this is the last one, and the most significant one, and which I have been working on. This is my top priority. So stay tuned, and hopefully I can deliver successfully. I'm working really hard for this to deliver for the community and for the future of the Astar. And Martin is going to explain Astar Evolution 1.5. So leave it to Martin.
Thank you,
Yeah.
Sota.
Yeah, just is there anything you wanted to add to that, Martin, before we hopped on to Star 1.5? I know we have a lot to get through.
We still have a lot to get through. I think Sota really nailed it down by saying that the Web3 is here now to go to the retail by being completely, like, as we know, emotionally the connections. This is where the engagement will start with Web3. This is where the adoption will start with Web3. And this is where the real mission of Astar Foundation of connecting you to Web3 is connecting everybody to Web3. And entertainment is like the perfect layer for bringing those kind of connectivity between all those kind of people. And with Soneium, and the joint venture building out Soneium with Sony Group and Startail, we can really bring this to the massive. And this is where Astar will be like a pivotal asset as well into this whole workflow. So I will explain regarding Astar Evolution 1.5. And if you can open the slides, yes. So first of all, why blockchain to collective? Astar Network is the blockchain where Astar token is currently living on. This is their home. This is the place where Astar is currently being heavily utilized. By transitioning to a collective, this is where we build out a narrative around Astar Foundation, but also around the token, around the asset. This is where the token itself is not anymore connected only to the blockchain it's built on, but expand to further ecosystems. And the next ecosystem where Astar is focusing on is Soneium. And here is where we have three core pillars. One is regarding the Astar interoperability. It's similar as well what we did as well with the Astar Ziki EVM last year, where we made sure that there's like a complete interoperability between the network itself with the L2. This is something that we are currently as well doing with the Astar network and with Soneium layer 2 on top of Ethereum. And we are working here together with Chainlink, and they are like a huge partner in this success because they are building out all the pathways and runways of getting this token being distributed or being able to be utilized in the Soneium ecosystem. As you can currently already see in the documentation on Chainlink, there are already two paths available for the Astar token. One part is Astar token to Ethereum, which I will explain a little bit more why we built out this path. But there's also a path at this moment between Shibuya, our testnet from Astar, to Minato, the testnet of Soneium. So this part is already there as well, being utilized. And yesterday we did like the first test transactions on this testnet to make sure that everything will be ready as well on day one when Soneium will be launching. So this is very critical, making sure that this token is not only transferable to Soneium, but also on the underlying layer when it comes to messaging to make sure that smart contracts itself can also interact with each other. And this is key for us. Why is this key? Because Astar Network has key functionalities that makes Astar powerful. One is, of course, dApp staking, making sure that if a project on the Soneium network want to utilize the LST of Astar or want to utilize dApp staking, they can do this on top of this L2 by being completely interacted as well with the official dApp staking on top of Astar Network, where it's the home base. So this is something that we make sure, this full interoperability to enhance the experience when it comes to utilizing the Astar token. Another one is related to the Astar token expansion. This is where I then look into the Soneium ecosystem itself. This is where we are cooperating with tons of projects already live on testnet. And this is something that we can currently already showcase and make it tangible with the LFGM campaign. For those who are not familiar with the LFGM campaign, this is the campaign that Astar Foundation is conducting to showcase the project on top of Soneium, or will be live on Soneium mainnet, that they are already committed using the Astar token. So we are already showcasing those projects who will be utilizing this. On Soneium itself, we are going into a much broader ecosystem. And this broader ecosystem is called the superchain. The superchain is the connectivity inside the OP stack, where other chains like Base, OP, upcoming Unichain, WorldCoin, Zora, and so on are connected to this interop layer. And this is where Astar plays a critical asset in, because Astar will be one of the first ones who will be adopting the ERC 7802. This is the superchain ERC20 standards, making Astar token immediately available in all those ecosystems as well. So Astar will have two home bases. One is being Astar Network with the core functionalities, and it will have a home base as well on Soneium, where we are really bringing much more utility to the Astar token, Astar holders, and all those opportunities. But at the same time, this home base of Soneium will also be the place where it's fully connected as well with all those major ecosystems. And this is where this expansion that I really would like to highlight is that the importance of this collective is bringing the Astar token to all those ecosystems and bring much more opportunities towards the holders that are currently holding Astar token, and give a much more opportunities for those who see Astar as a new asset and seeing the importance of this asset in this ecosystem, giving them a chance as well to buy this token on Soneium, or buy this token on Astar, or buy this token somewhere else on the super chain. So having more eyes on the Astar token is the key pillar that we from Astar Foundation is focusing on at this point. So that's why this Evolution 1.5 is not only about bringing extra utility, but also bringing more eyes on top of this asset. And then the last core pillar is the Astar decentralized governance. This is going into the first phase. G will talk about this later. This doesn't mean, and I want to highlight here, this doesn't mean that Astar Foundation will give everything away to the community. We all know that this will not work. So Astar Foundation will still play a key role in the whole governance process as a guardian, as a gatekeeper. But we want to make sure that the community itself and the holders and the new upcoming holders for the Astar token does have a say in the direction, does have a say in what we are going to do, does have an influence about what are the critical gaps that we are currently not identifying, on how this can be identified and can be resolved. So having everybody from the community involved, for us, this is something that we really need to empower and we really need to drive. A lot of current community members see, oh, but what's Astar actually doing? What's Astar Foundation actually doing? And I will showcase in the roadmap that we have been doing a lot of things. As we put out the messaging in the right way, maybe not, but this is where a pivotal change will come with the 1.5 as a collective. But this messaging will be pushed out further, will be pushed out with all those initiatives that we are doing, as well with the support of all the new upcoming community members. And this is something that we are doing as well with the engagement with the community by being actively involved as well in the forum, as well in our social community channels as well. So if you can go to the next slide, I will talk a little bit regarding the, oh, it's not the next one. Maybe you need to refresh. Go to the roadmap, please. Yes, thank you. So this is the roadmap of Astar. And people are saying, okay, what have you been doing? First of all, evolution of Astar network into Astar. This is what we are talking about today. This is what we have been doing in the background as well, making sure everything that we are building out inside Starfield Group does bring value to the Astar token. And this is with the upcoming or with the live testnet that is currently on Soneium. We already are showcasing the commitment that we have been doing by making sure projects adopt Astar token and projects are seeing the benefit of using this as well. Transition of Astar Zeek Kyoto to Soneium Minato. What's this? Actually, we also have like an Astar Zeek EVM testnet, but this will be deprecated and go to the Soneium Minato L2 testnet. If you want to read more about this, you can go to the forum. There you can find all the information. This currently has no effect on anyone here in this community or any holder. This is purely an infrastructure shift that we are doing from the engineering side to also create more one way towards the marketing, towards the Astar Evolution and so on. So we want to make sure that we are not using too much runway on something that is currently not used. And then expand Astar dApp staking to include Soneium ecosystem projects. I would like to highlight this goes as well beyond ecosystem projects. So in the next phase, G will explain more regarding the community council, and the community council in this governance framework will decide about the requirements of what a project needs to do to be able to join dApp staking. What we want to highlight here is as well, this will only be for projects who first bring value to the Astar holders and also bring value to the Astar token itself. So those are one of the major requirements for them to even be participating in Astar dApp staking outside of our L1 that we have. We will launch the Astar governance. I will already give like an alpha drop. This will be early December when we will launch the Astar governance. This is already being built out in the last 6 months, already available on our testnet, already available on a Subscribe UI. you can already test it out. It's already fully there. So in case people are always questioning, what are you actually doing? Actually, our testnet already has like so many features that are coming to Astar. I'm not only talking about governance, I'm also talking about asynchronous backing. I'm also talking about new interactions on how to utilize the Astar token. So please do check it out. Everything is there. It's also written down in our forum, so you can already see what we have been cooking in the kitchen for the last couple of months. And then align interest with Soneium major applications for interest alignment with Astar holders. This is not only regarding the LFGM campaign that we are doing, where we are showcasing all those projects on Soneium who will be utilizing the Astar token as one of the ecosystem growth assets on top of Soneium, but with a group of projects building on Soneium, we are also building out a pre-locking campaign on the Astar network itself. What does this mean is that if you are an OG member inside Astar, you may recall 4 years ago when we did like lock drops on Ethereum. This has like a similar approach where we are building some kind of lock drop mechanism on Astar network with projects on top of Soneium. And this will lock a lot of Astar tokens in those smart contracts that will really bring value to those who do when Soneium will be launched later on. More information will as well be shared when this is ready. It's currently on the audit. And when this is ready, we are very excited to share this news. And this will bring like huge benefit towards the Astar holders and will lock a lot of Astar tokens into those smart contracts. Similar what we had with those lock drop campaigns on Ethereum 4 years ago. For the next half year in 2025, what that we have planned, first of all, successful launch of Soneium, where Astar will be playing a critical role from day one. Async backing will be coming to Astar. This is where the block time will be shifted from 12 seconds to 6. For those who are not familiar with this, I can recommend you to check out the jam paper as well, everything that is happening on the Polkadot side. This is one of the key features that is coming. This will as well include later on next year as well the core time upgrade that we will be doing as well. This all goes, it's all like tangled together. And then implement Astar across the Soneium ecosystem. This includes DeFi, consumer applications, infrastructure layer, and so on. And this is what I want to highlight with this infrastructure layer. And in the previous slide, I mentioned that we also created like a pathway from Astar L1 to Ethereum. Why are we doing this? Is that we are talking with projects, for instance, like Altlayer, where they can build like a fast finality layer on top of Soneium. What does this mean is that this fast finality layer is on top of Ethereum that will enhance the security of Soneium. And this is where Astar can be used as one of the staking assets on top of the security layer as like a collateral when it comes to like bringing this trust and security inside Soneium. So this part is currently being created to be ready for this initiative. This is currently together working with Altlayer, but it's currently in the initial phase. So you have to give us time. And that's why it's in H1 next year, where Astar can play a critical role as well on that front. Then we are also thinking about conducting selected investment activities inside the Soneium ecosystem project. This is all related with the upcoming governance. Astar Network or Astar Foundation has a huge on-chain treasury. And everybody who is familiar with Astar Network knows that this current treasury is underutilized, meaning that this treasury that holds over 30 million USD worth of assets, it's currently not utilized in the good way of bringing value to the Astar token. So with this upcoming governance, we are trying to make sure that we think about solutions, how to utilize this on-chain treasury to do some kind of investment activities that then can bring value back to the holders and bring benefits to the early adopters. So this is something that is currently as well in the pipeline. And we really want to build this out further with the councils that will be created on top of the governance in December. Already explained it regarding Astar being as well adopted to the ERC 7802 standards. And this will make Astar becoming a superchain adopted asset. This will make Astar become not only part of the Polkadot parachain, but also part of the superchain chains as well. And this gives like extra utility and extra opportunities for those being holding the Astar token or want to utilize Astar token. And by entering in the superchain ecosystem with Astar, this also gives more opportunities towards builders, more opportunities towards communities, in the way that there is also a big retro funding governance aspect of OP, which we can also utilize. And this is something that we also would like to utilize. And to finalize my comments here regarding the roadmap, is that I would like people to feel the sentiment of me and my enthusiasm that I see this is like a huge opportunity that we are going into that will bring huge benefit towards the asset token holders and the future asset token holders. Is it already tangible? I would say yes. We already have showcasing with the LFGM. We showcase that we have this interoperability ready. We showcase that we are working together with OP Foundation to make this super chain asset with the Astar. We are showcasing those kind of initiatives. It's up to you to see this, but also I would like everybody to see it's also a huge opportunity for you who are currently already involved with Astar. There are so many opportunities laying ahead of us in the future that I would like to empower everybody to take this as part of their mission as well, to take this opportunity to make Astar strong. And we can do this together and to see the opportunities that are laying ahead of us. And this is where I also counting not only on Astar Foundation, but also counting on everybody who is involved in the Astar community. So reach out to me. I'm very open and very approachable. You can always contact me on Telegram, on Twitter, on Discord. I'm open for any questions, and I will give support. So I'm very excited about this journey. I hope you are as well. And yeah, let's just go mainstream together with Astar and Soneium. Thank you. Yes, Jared.
Thanks for that, Martin. Throughout the call, I'm putting up QR codes every now and then. So if you want to actually act on it and join the discussion easily, just you can join the forums there, and that'll give you a head start on governance. As well, you'll see another QR code that pops up here that'll give us more information about Astar Evolution 1.5, as well as all the links to get in contact with anyone here, including Martin, like he opened up the door. But you can get information, get informed, and then join the community would be the big thing. And then speaking of community, let's talk about governance V1, what that'll look like, and then maybe some basically how you can get involved early. I'll bring you up, G, and then I'll get the slides ready.
Thank you, Gerard. I think we already had a very long call today, so I won't be like too detailed on governance because it's a really like heavy topic, I would say, and we will have more information coming on the forum and like dedicated blog articles to cover everything related to governance. So I will just like have a brief overview of what is Astar like governance V1, how it works, or you can be involved as Astar holders, and we will dive on the community council specifically. Can you bring up the slides? So as Martin explained, we are launching Astar Governance V1 in the next few weeks, and for this model of governance, we are using Polkadot Governance, Governance V1, not OpenGov. That's something I really want to highlight here today. Polkadot Governance V1 is a previous version before like OpenGov. This one has been used during like many years on Kusama and Polkadot, and is also used on Moonbeam and other like parachains. So it's a proven model of governance. So don't expect like the same situation happening on currently on Polkadot to happen on Astar. So why are we launching governance on Astar? It's to give more power to the users, because now like any Astar holders can take part on the decisions related to Astar network L1, but also like the direction of the ecosystem, meaning that any decisions that we want to push from the Astar foundations will be put to like a vote on governance, and the Astar holders can approve or disapprove what we want to do. There is like three main bodies in the governance, which are like the main council, the technical committee, and the community council. So main council, you can see this one as the guardian of the Astar ecosystem. So they are like here to execute really important decisions or urgent like proposal when it comes to the security of the network, and they are also like responsible to take down like any threat or any proposal which can affect the stability of the network, of the ecosystem. The technical committee is responsible for pushing like upgrade of Astar L1 on the runtime level. So for the main council and the technical committee, that will be at first mainly like people from the Astar foundations, because they have like the technical experience and the knowledge and the understanding of the ecosystem. So at first we will start with this. Then those council can be open to external people from the communities or builders to join down the road. And specifically for Astar, there will be a new council which we don't have on Polkadot or other parachain, is the community council. I will go over this one in the next slide. But as Astar holders, basically you can participate in governance by creating proposals. So those proposals can be on-chain like improvement, new palettes that we want to see deployed on Astar from other parachain. You can also propose treasury proposals if you think like some project can deserve like some payment or investment. There's a lot that you can do and vote and delegate on those proposals. So as Martin explained, there is two main treasury in Astar governance. There is like the main treasury, on-chain main treasury, and the community treasury. So the main treasury is mostly used for any funding when it comes to like infrastructure or like project support, investment, or like major events, while the community treasury is more for anything related to community which needs funding. So that can be like meetup, that can be community initiatives, marketing, that can be like supporting in dApp staking. There's quite a lot of possibilities, and that's something we are expecting from the community. It's to see like new initiatives coming from you guys on how we can utilize those treasury which have been like sitting in our ecosystem for many years and should be used to bring value to the Astar token. Governance is currently already deployed on Shibuya, the testnet of Astar Network, so that you can already test and explore the governance using like the Subsquare interface. So you have the link at the bottom of the slide. So if you go to like Shibuya Subsquare, you can already create like proposals on chain or like to the community treasury and the community council if you want to play around before we launch on mainnet. So can you go to the next slide, please, Jared? Thank you. So the most important point I want to mention during this call today is the community council, and especially how you guys can be involved as a community member. So the community council is composed of like 9 members, so 3 from the core team, 3 from the Astar ecosystem agents, so that's the Astar ambassadors, and 3 are from the communities. The responsibility of community council is to manage the community treasury I just mentioned before, and also the dApp staking. They will be responsible and the guardian of everything happening in dApp staking when it comes to new listing or the code of conduct for dApp staking, making sure that the project which are like joining are contributing to the Astar token. They will also define what is like a good project which can apply to dApp staking. For example, for the Soneium, for the project on Soneium, which we are considering having them in dApp staking, they need to contribute to the Astar token in one way or another to be able to join dApp staking, but that's going to be on the community council to decide those parameters and requirements before applying for dApp staking. They are also like the one managing everything related to the program that we have now to support new projects joining the ecosystem, which is the Unstoppable Community Grant Program. It's like a staking grant program. And obviously the community treasury is also one of like the project as part of dApp staking, and which is like staking on other projects to provide support with the Unstoppable Community Grant. So the Community Council is responsible to perform all the action on chain and the calls when it comes to like the staking management of the community treasury. So there is two ways to get involved as a community member. So if you are already like an Astar ecosystem agent, there will be like some sort of like internal election process to decide which one of like those 3 seats will be given to those members. And then there is like the community representative seats, which anyone from the community can apply to. For this, we will have a dedicated new topic on the forum where anyone from the community can apply to join the community council. I will be sharing on the forum again like some clear guidelines on how to apply and what we are like expecting from those applications, so you know what to share. But basically, it's around like why you want to join the community council, what's your like plan, expectations, and also your track of record on Astar. Then like the whole community will be invited to vote during the month of December to decide on which one will be like the 3 community members representing the community in the council. I think that's it from my side. Again, we'll have dedicated topics on the forum and the blog coming to give like more information related to those topics.
Thanks, G, for that. Okay. Yeah, thanks. I think that wraps up the main areas that we were going to discuss. So what I'd like to do now is we'll bring up some questions that we collected before the call. And then we have Rams in the background who's collecting some from the community now. So just give me a sec. We'll bring up the first question. There we go. Let's get us on the screen so that we're talking. I think that's more important. So the first question is, besides following GM implementations, will projects and development continue on Astar L1? Martin, I think that this would be great for you.
I will answer this. First of all, we will be following the GEM implementations. This is, of course, something that we also take responsibility in to also make sure that we are always up to date when it comes to the Polkadot one-time upgrades. This is something that the technical engineering team will make sure we are there. This doesn't only include the async backing and the core time, but also future integrations happening on the asset hub, for instance. So we will keep following those initiatives and we will keep pushing them as well. To L1. Will project and development continue on Astar L1? Of course. When it comes to the development, this is related to what I just said regarding those upgrades that we will continue doing, and we will make sure that we are always up to date when it comes to new implementations coming on the parachain side. Project itself is something that we keep stimulating and we keep promoting as well. It also depends heavily on the builders. So with this new initiative that we have with the Astar Evolution 1.5, where we are aiming to get much more eyes on the Astar token, we are also aiming to get much more eyes on the Astar L1. So we hope that this also will bring more projects and builders utilizing not only the core features on the L1, but also utilize the tech stack in its whole to also build on top of this. Thank you.
Thanks. And this one here, this is, as I understood, it's possible to stake Astar on dApps directly on Soneium. Can you explain? Oh, okay. So this is more talking about what will that look like for a Soneium user who doesn't have Polkadot.js, isn't familiar with the portal.
That's correct. So I will explain this as well. So currently we are talking with 3 LST providers from Astar that will build on Soneium. What does this LST mean is that people can stake Astar that they have on Soneium. They can stake this through this application. They will get like an LSD and a derivative from this token to be utilized further in DeFi, but at the same time get support by utilizing the dApp staking on top of the L1. Let me explain it how it would look like from a user point of view. Let's say we have a new user coming into Soneium. they get their eyes on Astar and they see there are great opportunities, because everybody knows staking Astar does bring great yield opportunities if you participate in dApp staking. So let's say somebody sees this on Soneium. What they do, they just go to the DeFi protocols. They buy Astar with any asset that they have that is connected with this pair. Then they go to the application that offers those staking opportunities. They stake that Astar on top of that project. That project in the back end will utilize Chainlink CCIP to stake that asset that is being staked with that project, bring it over to Astar and stake it on dApp staking. And then if they want to reclaim it back, it goes to the same way, unlocking on Astar L1, bringing it over with Chainlink CCIP and give it back to the user. So the user itself doesn't need to know about Polkadot.js, doesn't need to know about our portal, doesn't need to know about Astar itself in some kind of way of the L1, but it can utilize the yield opportunities that Astar gives and the API that Astar token has as well. So by just using Soneium, they can have all the benefits of using Astar on Astar L1. This is something that will be built out with close partnerships that we have with those projects. You can see them as well later on in the testnet coming in the next couple of weeks. And then you will see them as well coming as well on mainnet. So basically, is it possible to stake? Yes, it's possible to stake. And this the way how it works, I just explained, everything happens in the back end, but they will be utilizing the L1 in the back end for those staking opportunities.
Yeah, and one thing I would like to highlight is if Astar token is supported by dApps on Soneium, the dApps on Soneium can be listed on Astar dApps portal, because dApps on Soneium is bringing the value to Astar. So by doing so, we can increase the list of the strong project on Astar portal. This brings more value, and this brings more staking amounts of the Astar on Astar portal. So this is also a positive impact we expect.
Thanks, Ilta, Martin, for addressing that. Let's see. So next question, it's what is the purpose of Chainlink in Astar Evolution 1.5? I think we pretty much covered this already in the last one. But just to recap, Chainlink's a very close infra partner, and they're actually quite excited to see CCIP used, right? Not just theory, actually using it to connect very different ecosystems in a very secure way. So that's exciting there. And just to recap what we said before, this really opens up the opportunity of what the Astar token can do beyond just a Astar network. So governance isn't just siloed in a Astar network. It can be expanded into Soneium and the superchain ecosystem, as well as dApp staking, supporting all those projects. And maybe something that we didn't hit on here, but you can just use the QR code to read more about it or join the forums. That's using a Astar token into many different projects that are building on Soneium. You can already see this if you're following Soneium or the LFG campaign. Astar is used as a pair for different assets, and you can already experiment with the DeFi, entertainment, and some of the social applications they're building. So I think there's one more question here. I guess this would just be more fun. What's a possible role that Astar could play in the superchain ecosystem? I know we're early right now, but do you guys have any thoughts on this? Let's start, Martin. Sulta, you spoke last, so maybe Martin, you have ideas.
It's possible. Well, I already explained this in the way on how we will build it out from a technical level, but how does it play out in the superchain ecosystem? The superchain ecosystem, it's I would say it's a close family. You can see you can prepare it a little bit similar as well with the Polkadot ecosystem, some kind of way. But the superchain ecosystem consists out of the major players that are currently in the L2 landscape. When I talk with major players, I'm talking about Unichain from Uniswap Foundation. I'm talking about Ink from Kraken. I'm talking about Base from Coinbase. I'm talking about World from WorldCoin. Those are like huge players in the L2 space. And we have, because of Soneium, a close relationship with all of those ecosystem projects. And from my point of view, I'm also working from Startail. I also be the voice from Astar Foundation. I will also make sure that Astar is always mentioned in those kind of conversations. So how it will look out in the short-term future, we will see. The moment Interrupt will go live in Q2 next year. But this is where we from Astar Foundation will heavily push Astar across the Superchain ecosystem. How it will play out, wait and see. And this is also where we need your support from the community on figuring out what kind of things we can do in all those Superchain ecosystems. Your voice is very powerful here as well. I can come up with solutions, but that doesn't mean that this is the way to go. So that's why I always insist about being open and transparent to community, to hear your thoughts, to hear about, okay, what can we do? How can it bring as much benefit for the early adopters of Astar? How can it bring much benefit to the token itself? So hope you all will be participating in this, and we will play a key role. And the key role will not only with us, with the Astar Foundation, but with everybody here on the call. So I'm looking forward for this. I'm very excited, and I hope everybody is as well very excited about this direction. Thank you.
Thanks. One sec. There.
Sorry.
Now we're all on the screen. Go ahead, Sota.
Yeah, I can go next. As Martin said, I think Superchain is winning in a layer 2 landscape right now. Unichain, the Kraken Inc. Base, obviously, WorldCoin, and Soneium. We have been working with all of them right now, and we are making the connection, the trust relationship right now. And because of the superchain, we can utilize Astar token inside of the old superchain. So let's say some dApps on Base support a lot of the Astar token. Then they are contributing to Astar ecosystem and token economics, because more and more token will be locked in a superchain. Then we can list them on Astar portal. Then our ecosystem can be bigger and bigger, and stronger project can be coming. This is what we would like to emphasize, and we would like to realize once Soneium is launched. I think November was the toughest month, because we announced the direction, but Soneium mainnet is not launched yet. But once it is launched, you're gonna see a lot of the value, a lot of the execution. So stay tuned. Thank you.
Thank you. And I think let's kind of wrap it up there. We're at the top of the hour. Are there any last words? Let's say, Martin, you have the last words. Is there anything else you wanted to add? I think we're pretty good.
Yeah, something that I already said quite some time in other talks that I had, or keynote speeches as well. Like a lot of people don't see things happening in the kitchen because they are just sitting at a table waiting for the dinner to be served. But I would say the chefs and the mise en place that is happening in the kitchen, it's getting ready to be served. I would say just sit at the table, enjoy it, and enjoy the meal that is coming to you, because it will be one of the best meals that you ever had in your life. So let the cooks now, and let's wait for FY25, because it will be a huge thing, not only for the entire Web3 space, but especially for Astar. So I hope you sit now comfortably at the table and let us do the cooking, and we will be here to be transparent and communicate when the dinner will be served. And then it's up to you to enjoy it, or look for another option. Of course, it's also your choice, that I can say. But thank you for being here on the call. Thank you for listening. I hope you are excited as I am. I hope I brought the sentiment over during this call. If not, just follow us in the next community calls. Follow us in the forum. Follow us on social. We will be there to answer all your questions moving forward. Thank you.
All right, thank you.
Thank you, guys.
Yeah, if you're interested, you can read more about the blog or join the forums. That would be the best, and that would prepare us probably for the next community call, which I imagine will happen closer to governance whenever that's happening. So thanks everyone for joining. We'll end the call there. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Yep.
Thank you. Bye.